Have you ever thought about creating an app? The first step is defining your app's idea. This is where it all begins. It's like the seed from which the giant tree of your app will grow. So, what will your app accomplish? This is the first question you need to answer. Your app should serve a purpose, solve a problem, or fulfill a need. It could be something as simple as a daily reminder app, or as complex as a virtual reality game. The key is to have a clear vision of what your app will do. Next, think about your target audience. Who are they? What do they need? How will your app make their lives better or easier? Remember, your app should be a solution to your audience's problems or needs. Remember, a well-defined idea is the foundation of a successful app. It's the starting point of an exciting journey towards creating something truly remarkable. Once you have your idea, it's time to understand the market. You see, crafting an app isn't just about a brilliant idea. It's also about knowing where your app fits into the grand scheme of things. This means analyzing the competition. What are other apps in your niche doing? What works for them, and what doesn't? What unique value can your app bring to the table? It's also about identifying trends. The tech world is ever evolving, and staying ahead of the curve can be the difference between an app that sinks and an app that soars. Are there emerging technologies or design trends that can enhance your app? Finally, assessing market opportunities is crucial. Is there a gap in the market your app can fill? Or perhaps there's a new market you can create? Remember, knowing your market is key to creating an app that stands out. The next step is designing the user experience. Now this is where things start to get real. You've got your idea, you've done your market research, and now it's time to bring your vision to life. User experience design, often abbreviated as UX, is all about the journey a user takes when interacting with your app. It's the bridge between the raw functionality of your app and the user's perception. One of the first steps in UX design is creating a wireframe or mock-up of your app. This is a basic visual representation of your app's layout. It's like the blueprint of a building, providing a skeletal view of how your app will be structured. Wireframes and mock-ups are crucial because they allow you to plan the navigation within your app. Think about the journey you want users to take. What's the first thing they'll see when they open your app? How will they move from one screen to another? What actions can they perform? These are the kind of questions that wireframes and mock-ups can help you answer. But user experience isn't just about navigation, it's also about interaction. How will users interact with your app? Will they tap, swipe, drag, pinch? The answers to these questions will influence the design of your app's interface and the placement of its elements. Remember, a good user experience is intuitive. It should require minimal effort from the user. The less they have to think about how to use your app, the better. After all, nobody likes to feel confused or frustrated when using an app. Lastly, it's important to know that user experience design isn't a one-off task. It's an iterative process, meaning you'll likely go through several rounds of design and testing. You'll make changes, test them, gather feedback, and then refine your design further. It's all part of the journey to creating an app that your users will love. A well-designed user experience can make or break your app. So take your time, plan carefully, and always keep your users in mind. The result will be an app that's not just functional, but also enjoyable to use. Now it's time to develop your app. At this stage, you're ready to bring your idea to life. You have a clear concept, a strong understanding of your market, and a well-designed user experience. Now it's time to turn your vision into a tangible, working app. The development process can be tackled in two primary ways. You can either roll up your sleeves and develop the app yourself, or you can hire professional developers or development teams. If you're a tech-savvy enthusiast, you might be inclined to take the DIY route. There are several tools you can use to develop your app, depending on which platform you're targeting. For cross-platform development, you can use Flutter. This tool allows you to write code once and deploy it on both Android and iOS. If you're focusing on Android, you can use Android Studio, and for iOS, you can use Xcode. These tools are highly powerful and provide a lot of flexibility, but remember they also require a deep understanding of programming. You'll need to be comfortable with languages like Dart for Flutter, Java, or Kotlin for Android Studio, and Swift or Objective-C for Xcode. If coding isn't your forte, or if you'd rather focus on other aspects of your app, you might consider hiring professional developers or a development team. They'll have the expertise to translate your vision into a functional app. They can guide you through the process, helping you make crucial decisions and ensuring your app is built to the highest standards. But whether you're developing the app yourself or hiring professionals, it's important to remember that this process requires time and patience. app development isn't a race. It's a marathon. It's about ensuring your app functions correctly, meets your users' needs, and delivers a seamless user experience. So, take your time, be thorough, ensure each feature is implemented correctly, and that everything works as expected. Remember, the quality of your app can make or break its success. Whichever route you choose, remember that the development process requires time and patience. Once your app is developed, it's time to integrate functions and test it. Now you might wonder, why is this step so important? Well, it's simple really. The integration of all planned features ensures that your app is functioning as intended. And the testing, that's to make sure the app works properly and provides an optimal user experience. Imagine your app is like a jigsaw puzzle. Each piece, or function, has its specific place and role. Just like you wouldn't call a jigsaw puzzle complete if there were pieces missing, you can't call your app complete until all its features are integrated. Each function must work harmoniously with the others, providing a seamless and intuitive user experience. Just as important as the integration is the testing phase. Rigorous testing is the safety net that catches any potential issues before they reach your users. It's the quality check that ensures your app is ready for the market. It can be as simple as checking if a button works, or as complex as ensuring data is processed correctly in the back end. There are several types of testing you can conduct, such as unit testing, integration testing, and user acceptance testing. Each type of test has a specific focus and helps identify different kinds of issues. For instance, unit testing checks individual components, while integration testing verifies the interactions between different parts of your app. It's also important to remember that testing isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous process that should be carried out at every stage of development. As new features are added, or updates made, they need to be tested to ensure they don't disrupt the existing functionality. And let's not forget about user testing. This is where you get real people to use your app and provide feedback. Their insights can be invaluable in identifying usability issues or areas for improvement. After all, they are the ones who will be using the app day in, day out, so there you have it. Functionality integration and testing in a nutshell. It might seem like a lot of work, but trust me, it's worth it. Testing is crucial to ensuring your app is ready for the market. Now, get your app approved and distributed. This process varies depending on whether you're targeting Apple's iOS or Android platforms. For iOS, you'll need to submit your app for approval through Apple's App Store Review Guidelines. This involves a stringent review process to ensure your app meets Apple's high standards for quality, functionality, and content. On the other hand, for Android apps, you'll be looking at publishing on the Google Play Store. While Google's approval process is less rigorous, it's still crucial to adhere to their guidelines and requirements. This includes ensuring your app is free from malicious software and respects user privacy. In both cases, following these guidelines not only helps your app get approved, but also contributes to a better user experience and trust in your app. So dot those I's and cross those T's, and be thorough in your submission process. Getting your app out there is an exciting step, but remember to follow all guidelines to ensure a smooth launch. Once your app is published, it's time to promote and support it. Now, let's dive into some strategies for promoting your app. Digital marketing is your friend. Social media platforms, search engine optimization, and targeted ads can skyrocket your app's visibility. Creating engaging content about your app through blog posts, tutorials, or even a catchy promotional video can also boost its popularity. But promotion isn't just about gaining new users. It's also about keeping the ones you have. Providing effective support to your users is crucial. Be ready to resolve any issues or answer questions promptly. Offer help through multiple channels, be it through email, live chat, or a dedicated support section in your app. Remember, creating an app is just the beginning. Supporting and promoting your app is key to its success.